Hello and welcome back to Mate's Tottenham Blog. After another massive day in Tottenham's transfer window, we have news of two signings for which we are just awaiting the official confirmation. And also, as you can see below me, there is an update on Alessandro Bastoni, as reports suggest that he has agreed personal terms with Spurs. That's coming from George Bannister and Finlay from Tottenham Tiers. Look, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show, but we do want to start with the here we goes we got from Fabrizio Romano for the transfers of Fraser Forster and Ivan Perisic. Before we do get into that, if you are new to the channel, please do make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more of these transfer updates throughout the window. Look, we just hit 13k the other day and we're already closing in on 14k, so the support has been absolutely incredible and I appreciate it from everyone, so please do continue that and hit that subscribe button down below. But look, let's dive into it and let's start with Ivan Perisic. Fabrizio Romano has said Ivan Perisic to Tottenham, here we go. So Ivan Perisic will become a Tottenham player in this transfer window. Now, when will that be? Kind of hoping the announcement is sooner rather than later. And I think given how Tottenham have moved with this deal, I think we could get an announcement possibly as soon as Monday, which is absolutely incredible for this player. Look, he's 33 years of age, which is worrying a lot of Tottenham fans, but I'm here to tell you, no. That age does not matter for Ivan Perisic. I saw a thing on Twitter a while ago that he registered a speed, I think, of 25 kilometers per hour in the Serie A last season, which is higher than any Tottenham player managed. That's higher than Lucas Moura. It's higher than Sergio Reguilon, higher than Emerson Royal, higher than every Spurs player. He is extremely quick. He's a player who fits absolutely perfectly into this left wing back position at Tottenham. And you can talk about Antonio Conte picking these players from around Europe, picking a Filip Kostic or picking a Marc Cucurella and moulding him into a player that he wants. But he did that with Ivan Perisic a couple of years ago. When he first went into Inter Milan, Ivan Perisic was on loan at Bayern Munich, but that second season he made him that starting left wing back, and Perisic had an incredible season as they went on to win the Scudetto, and he's continued that. He's absolutely continued that throughout this season with Simone Inzaghi in charge. We've got some stats here just to look at. The ones to the left there are Ivan Perisic's attacking stats, and anyone who watched the stream yesterday, we will have gone through these, but just to run through them a little bit more, he's contributing a goal every 5 games in the top 3%. Terry, I promise you, age is not, it does not matter with Perisic, I promise you. We got assists around the same, 1 in every 5 games. We got shots on target, crosses in the top 2%, which is a very common trend in the players that we're looking for. Filip Kostic, I think, was in the top 1% of players there. He's good shot creating actions, goal creating actions, and carries into the penalty area as well. He's so progressive. He's incredible off both feet. You know, I've seen clips in the last couple of days of him scoring brilliant goals with that right foot and with that left foot. Defensively, a bit suspect, not at the top level of wing backs. So he's in ranking around 30-40% for a lot of those positions, or a lot of those attributes. His strong one there is pressures in the attacking third, so he likes to play really, really, really high up the pitch and proactively winning that ball back. So it's a brilliant signing. It really is. Romano has also said that Ivan Perisic has accepted an offer to join Tottenham when his Internazionale contract expires at the end of the month. So that contract, according to Gianluca Di Marzio, is a 2-year contract worth £6 million a year. So it's working out at just below £100,000 a week for Perisic. And don't forget, this is a free transfer. We're not paying a penny. Not paying a penny to Inter Milan for this one. David Harris, there at Shotsburg. Great to see you in the live chat, my friend. This transfer is completely free. And that is the best part about this. This is where Fabio Paratici shines. And we spoke about this so often last season, and we had Beppe from G Just Juve in the channel. He spoke about this. It's what Paratici is known for. He did it so well with Beppe Marotta and Andrea Agnelli at Juventus, and he's carrying that experience into here and getting Perisic on a free transfer. Fabrizio Romano has also spoken about how important Antonio Conte was in getting this deal done. He says Antonio Conte rang Perisic to underline how much he wanted to work with him again. So if you get that call from Antonio Conte, the man who won you the Serie A, you don't say no. You don't. And that is the pull that Tottenham have right now. Paratici getting the pull for Conte, and Conte using his pull to get players all around the place. And Perisic is just an incredible player as part of this. Matteo Moretto, who's been very accurate, has also said that Perisic has all the contracts ready and has already made it known that he is ready to sign for Tottenham. So I think something that shows even more so how quickly Tottenham got this deal done was we heard on Wednesday and Thursday that Ivan Perisic was going to give his final decision to Inter Milan on Friday. So the way it worked out is Ivan Perisic had that meeting with Inter on Monday. So last Monday, 5 days ago. and they offered him a 2-year contract worth €5 million a year, and he wasn't entirely convinced with that, so he wanted to wait until he wanted to take a week to make that decision. We were told that decision would be on Friday. Late Thursday, early Friday morning, we heard that decision is delayed and it was going to be pushed back until Monday, presumably for Perisic to ramp up those negotiations with Spurs. However, he made Inter Milan fully aware of his decision in the last 24 or so hours. So things moved very, very quickly with Tottenham. And like I said, we could end up with an announcement as early as Monday on this one. And I really hope we do, because it won't be the only announcement that we're getting next week. And the other one is, of course, for goalkeeper Fraser Forster, who, I'm not going to lie, isn't as big a signing as Ivan Perisic, but it's a very astute signing nonetheless. Fabrizio Romano has also said on that, Fraser Forster to Tottenham, here we go, it's another free transfer. I think it's another 2-year deal, I'll have to double check that one. But another very good piece of business from Spurs, and I caught up with Michael Bridge on Sky Sports a couple of days ago to discuss the goalkeeper situation, and here's what he had to say. Yeah. We're getting these lines well that Tottenham are going to kind of like steer away from their usual process of bringing in young players who can build for the future, and bringing in players who are ready for now. And I think the best thing about Conte is he's not the biggest spender in the world. You know, even some of the targets we've heard right now, Fraser Forster on a free, I think is a brilliant signing. He's an exceptional goalkeeper.
I do. It's funny actually, that one. So I was trying to firm up Sam Johnson the other week, and it went quiet. And then I spoke to someone saying he thinks that he's going to be a number one somewhere else, which would make sense, because if you look at it next season, we're back in the Champions League. So Hugo Lloris, barring injury, is going to play every league game and every Champions League game. So Tottenham next season only really need a number two who's happy to be a number two. Now, for me, I think Fraser Forster ticks that box. English, so he knows the league. It's funny as well. Talk about Galini. I can't remember who told me this, but it might have been a player. He is the most popular player in the dressing room. But that doesn't really matter on the pitch, does it? So, and I think it was his Spotify that he was playing Champions League music at Carrow Road. It was at Instagram. It was his speaker. So he's well into Tottenham, and the players love him. But would you want him playing Bayern Munich if Lloris has hurt himself? Yeah. No. Do I want Fraser Forster? Well, yeah, okay, yeah. He's played in Champions League nights. Yeah, you know what this is all about. And what an honour for Fraser Forster at his age to join Tottenham Hotspur. I think it makes sense. It ticks all the boxes. And as I've said, Matt, I think there are fans sometimes who look at Lloris's errors and completely forget some saves he makes are unsavable. He's come third to Edison and Alisson again in the goalkeeper stats. And I think Tottenham have got a real job on their hands to try and find someone to replace him. But the Forster situation just gives Tottenham another year of looking around and getting the right decision, because the alternatives I'm hearing and English goalkeepers, and I just don't think they lay a glove on Lloris, but that's just in my personal opinion. I think, well, we all know buying the best goalkeeper is really hard. So it's a sensible signing. If it happens, it sounds like it will happen.
So there we have Michael Bridge talking about how good a signing Fraser Forster is. And look, I completely agree. He's one that has different advantages to what he can offer us on the pitch, and one of those is one that I've always spoken about. And even last summer when we signed Joe Hart, was it the summer before? 2 summers ago we signed Joe Hart. I said the same. It's, we don't like to talk about it, but we need to reach that homegrown quota, and a good place to make that up is with your backup goalkeeper, because he's one that you're not really going to rely on much throughout the season. Of course, you can include him in your European squad as well. So it's a good advantage to have there. But when you're getting in a goalkeeper like Fraser Forster, who has Champions League experience with Celtic, who has the know-how of being a second choice goalkeeper and not getting too much game time and still performing at a high level. He did that at Southampton last year, where he only played, it was exactly half of their Premier League games. And we remember that game at St Mary's that we played back in January. He was a brick wall. And we remember even more fondly that game against Arsenal towards the end of the season, where he put in a man of the match performance to help Southampton to a 1-0 win in that game. He's a very good goalkeeper. And I think that the biggest fear that we always had in terms of getting in a backup goalkeeper and getting in a backup striker for Harry Kane as well is that, you're not going to be able to get a player of the top level. You're not going to be able to get a world-class player in there, but you have to get the best quality you can with someone who will be happy to play that second fiddle. And Fraser Forster, I think, is is right up at the top of that list, and it's really, really good to see. A couple of super chats from Darksome G, who as always is a huge supporter of these channels, says these two signings and Liverpool losing 2 finals, lol. It's been a great week. I'm not going to say it quietly because my dad's a Liverpool fan and he's just outside the door, but it's been a pretty special week. Darksome G again with another super chat says I like Forster after his 2 games against us, and yeah, look, it's frustrating when they're played against us, but in the same way, I think in 2014 we would have been more than happy to sign Tim Krul. I think we can say the same about Fraser Forster as well. Thanks as always for the super chats, my friend. The Irish Hotspur says I have a feeling Jed Spence is on his way next week. Look, Jed Spence, according to some people on Twitter, is I think Paul O'Keefe said, barring a disaster, he will be a Spurs player. And I just want to bring you a couple of tweets as well from Michael Bridge before we get into the Bastoni news. So Michael Bridge put up a picture on Twitter a while ago of him sitting in the Sky Sports studio, and he was looking a bit, we say he wasn't quite focusing on the task at hand, and it said when you're supposed to be on holiday but your phone keeps pinging with Spurs transfer news, and naturally people were starting to asking for clarification there. One Twitter user asked, do you reckon we'll get Bastoni? Michael Bridge saying they're doing all they can. Another Simon said, tell us more, don't leave us in suspense. And Michael Bridge said Perisic with a tick. 2 others next week with the chef's kiss that is synonymous with Italy. Rohit said, give us more please, and Michael Bridge said, oh, you'll be spoilt over the next 2 weeks. So Michael Bridge teasing just getting a few other ones here. So teasing Spurs fans with that incredible news. And one part of what he was talking about that could be information that he has is information that George Bannister and Finlay from Tottenham Tiers definitely has, and that is, everyone brace yourselves, Tottenham have agreed personal terms with Alessandro Bastoni. So I can't say that without a big smile on my face. It's mad. It is absolutely mad. Alessandro Bastoni is a Rolls-Royce defender, and he's only 23. He is, if Antonio Conte was given, if he was given a blank canvas and was told, here's a paintbrush, what you need to do is create your perfect left centre back, whatever traits you want him to have, whatever attributes, whatever mentality, whatever you want from a left centre back, here's a blank canvas, you create it from scratch. I guarantee you 100% of the time the man that he will walk out with on that canvas is Alessandro Bastoni. He's a player that Conte has moulded into his perfect left centre back. He, again, like Ivan Perisic, he won the Scudetto with him in Italy, and when, like we've always said, when Conte went in there, Bastoni was just back from a loan deal with Parma. He came back in, Conte gave him that chance in the first team, and my God, he took it. He absolutely took it, and it seems, apologies, it seems as though Conte has made the same call to Bastoni that he made to Ivan Perisic, and it looks like Bastoni's answer was the same as Ivan Perisic's, and he said yes. So George Bannister and Tottenham Tiers reporting that Tottenham have agreed personal terms with Alessandro Bastoni. We have another couple of super chats from Darksome G, the absolute legend. Says, I love how we got 2 signings before the window begins. And look, that is crucial. And I forgot to mention with Ivan Perisic, signing a 33-year-old with no sell-on value, who's coming into the last couple of years of his career at the top level, that is definitive proof that Tottenham are backing Antonio Conte. You know, I know people were still sceptical with the investment, you know, how much that will actually be spent on transfers, how much will ENIC try and take back out of the club. They were sceptical with with these rumours about going for Perisic, going for Kostic, going for Bastoni. It's definitive proof that we have Perisic wrapped up 12-13 days before the window starts, and he's 33 years of age. They're backing Conte. Darkson J as well says Bastoni, Perisic, Son are all on the same side. Oh my God. Bastoni, Perisic and Son on one side is absolutely insane. That is peak level. That is elite level football. And watching that Champions League game tonight, Tottenham are in that competition. Tottenham are playing Champions League football next season. And we have our flags with the Don Antonio on it. you have to ask next season, will they be selling these with a picture of Alessandro Bastoni? Well, if he signs, they damn better be, and I can guarantee you, I'll be buying a few. Derek says you need a producer. I do. I have a stream deck that so basically it's just a load of different buttons that I can press to make different things happen. But I always forget to turn things off after I have them on, and I'll get used to it. It's only new. David says when you're getting a job at Football London, look, as soon as they offer me one. But look, let's take a look at Alessandro Bastoni's stats with my fancy little buttons down here. Defensively, again, not perfect. Ranking better than Perisic, that's for sure. Decent tackles won, good pressures, really good successful pressures, but in terms of interceptions, clearances, fouls committed, and aerials won, it's a little bit different. He doesn't really rank as well there. I'm absolutely roasting. I need to get this off me. But where he is incredible is his involvement in possession. It's his ability to create opportunities going forward. It's the same as Romero. He is so good in possession. He's so good bombing forward. And again, Conte, blank canvas, anything you want, you get Bastoni. Tackles won, ranking top 7, touches in terms of involvement on the ball, ranking quite high. 83rd percentile, passes completed a little bit better. Pass completion rate leaves a lot to be desired, but when you're a player who is playing such progressive passes and taking risks in possession, your pass completion rate is going to be a little bit lower, and that's what happens with Alessandro Bastoni. And you can see that with passes into the final third, progressive passes, both ranking in the 86th percentile. So this is compared to every other centre-back in the top 5 European leagues over the last 365 days, courtesy of FBref.com. Shot creating actions, top 3%, progressive carries as well, 4.56 per game. He doesn't only pass the ball forward, he runs forward with it as well. Dara with the super chats says, thought Bridgie was coming on to do an exclusive there. Look, I hope Bridgie will be back on a couple of times throughout the window. That video I did with him the other day was really was an absolute joy and a pleasure to record. It's over 8,000 views already. So anyone, if you haven't seen that video with Michael Bridge, it's live on the channel now, so please do go and check that out. But look, it's been an incredible week for Tottenham, and like Charlie Eccleshare said, it could be a week that defines Tottenham's modern history, and it's a seismic change in the direction of this football club, and it's going to continue into next week, and it's going to continue into the week after, and it's going to continue into the beginning of the season, and all throughout what is said to be an absolutely immense campaign for Tottenham Hotspur. Fraser Forster and Ivan Perisic are 100% going to be part of that season. Alessandro Bastoni is next. He's the next target. And again, George Bannister and Finlay from Tottenham Tier saying that Tottenham have agreed personal terms with Alessandro Bastoni. It's crazy to say that out loud. Now look, of course, from what I've been told, that's the easy bit. The rest is, getting that deal done with Inter Milan, and their financial issues are well documented. I think we speak about it on every stream on this channel. They do need to sell. They're looking to bring in Gleison Bremer from Torino as a player that we were linked with as well, won the Serie A Defender of the Year. Best case scenario for Spurs is that we don't sign Gleison Bremer, because if he goes to Inter Milan, I think that makes it a lot more likely that we get Bastoni, and maybe the relations between Inter and Tottenham are a bit frayed now that we've snatched up Ivan Perisic, who they were hoping was going to sign a new contract, so there could be some hard feelings there. But as someone said on Twitter, it's that's how business works. 18 months, 24 months ago, whatever it was, we didn't want to sell Christian Eriksen, but we did for £10 million to Inter Milan, and that's just the way the world works. That's the nature of the football transfer market. Alistair Gold saying that Inter Milan will accept £51 million. Tottenham Tiers as well saying that could rise as high as 55. It could rise as high as a club record fee for Tottenham. But as I've been saying since that investment was announced on, I think it was on Tuesday, what we're looking at is a club backing their manager. That manager has prioritised the position of left centre-back. That manager has made his number one target for that position Alessandro Bastoni. So at the moment, from the beginning of the window, number one target, absolute priority, beyond anybody else, this transfer window was Alessandro Bastoni. And, sorry to get the picture back up here, was Alessandro Bastoni. That manager now has potentially up to a £310 million war chest in order to bring in the players that he wants to bring into this football club. Does that not fill you with confidence? Because I can guarantee it fills me with complete and utter confidence. that tells me that Tottenham are going to do everything they can and go all out this window to sign Alessandro Bastoni. And I can't tell you how much that excites me. I really can't, because since last summer, I have been sitting here while we were linked with Jules Koundé, who I really wanted as well. I won't pretend that I didn't. While we were linked to so many different players, the number one target that I had, the number one player that I wanted to see in a Spurs jersey was Alessandro Bastoni. And with every day that passes, it just feels like we're edging closer and closer to that. And I'm finding it quite difficult to contain my excitement. But again, it's going to be an incredible week, incredible 2 weeks, incredible transfer window. A few other stories that I didn't want to dive into too much because I wanted to focus on the brilliant positives. Fabrizio Romano has said that we're happy to part with Giovanni Lo Celso for, I think it's £17 million. So massive loss on him. Probably around the same price that Villarreal are already willing to offer, so that could be one that we maybe see done quickly. For any other Irish fan, Pundit Arena are reporting that Tottenham are Ireland under-19 international Josh Keeley is on the verge of completing a switch to Tottenham Hotspur, so he's a goalkeeper for St Pat's under-19s in the League of Ireland. There was one other report that I wanted to bring. Mirror talking a lot about Harry Winks potentially leaving, Nordi Mukiele as a potential target, and Pascal Aguero as well, saying that Tottenham are working on a deal for Alessandro Bastoni. Conte wants to bring the defender to London and is making a personal commitment. So a lot of hope, a lot of expectation, and a lot of love in this Tottenham fan base at the moment, and love and passion and positivity that I think is only going to grow. Again, Michael Bridge on Twitter saying that we're going to be spoiled over the next 2 weeks, and I can tell you for absolute certainty the number one place to be kept up to date with all of that is here at Mate's Tottenham Blog. So please, I know I keep saying it, but the support over the last couple of days, last week has been absolutely immense. We've over 1,000 subscribers joining the channel this week, so if you haven't already, any of the 600 of you that are watching right now, please do hit that subscribe button down below. Kept right up to date with all of these Tottenham transfers, getting analysis on the stories themselves and seeing what's the most realistic, not just analysis on the players, but also analysis on the players and seeing where they fit into Tottenham. Are they a good signing? Are they a good signing? Are they likely to come? Anything you could want from a transfer in our content, you get it right here. TB says, great content, Matt. Been following since the end of the season, so fairly new but highly impressed. We'll look to you for Spurs specific news going forward. I really appreciate that, TV. And what we are going to do now, as we love to do at the end of these streams, is we're going to raid a fellow Tottenham content creator. So Bob's for TV is going live. He might be live now already, but if not, he's going live very, very shortly. For anyone who's a member of the community, you know, obviously Bobby has been to hell and back over the last couple of years, and over the last year or so, and we're just so happy to see him back creating content. So every single one of you needs to go over and show some support for Bobby. Let him know when you get over there, just say Matt Hayes sent me. That's what you do. Let him know where you've come from, and hit that like and subscribe button while you're over here, and while you're over there as well. Darkson G with another super chat says Bastoni isn't going to the World Cup, which is great. Well, I didn't know that, and I'm quite surprised if that is the case. But if he's going to be wearing a Spurs jersey, pleasantly surprised, so he can get a break mid-season. I can see Bobby has just gone live now, so please everyone absolutely inundate him with viewers. Say Matt Hayes sent me, and stick around and support what is always a fantastic show. His in the wall special, a Conte special tonight. Look, if you love Antonio Conte, if you love this man, you click that link in the chat, and that link to the chat will bring you to some other passionate, optimistic Spurs fans talking about that man and that man only. As Stevie says, Matt Hayes' raid career. Do head over there to Bobby and show that support. But for me, we are going to wrap it up there. I don't want to waffle too long while I'm trying to direct you to that link in the chat to head over to Bobby. But for me, for now, as always, thank you so much for watching.